You know that classic workplace standoff?
Oh, I know the one you mean.
You have the AV team who just want the video walls to look spectacular.
And then you have the IT department.
And they're absolutely terrified that hundreds of new video endpoints are going to crash their network.
Or even worse, open up some kind of massive security backdoor. It's a valid fear, really.
It is.
I mean, when you move from just plugging in HDMI cables to sending video over the network, what we call AVoIP, things get messy. Things get messy fast. You're not just managing screens anymore. You're managing data traffic.
And that is exactly where today's focus comes in. We're looking at a device that claims to be the peace treaty between those two worlds. We're doing a deep dive into the Kramer KDS-7-MNGR.
Right. On the surface, it's a pretty simple hardware controller, but functionally, it's the brain for their whole AVoIP ecosystem. It's there to organize the chaos.
So let's start with that chaos. If I'm setting up a system without a brain like this, what does my day look like?
Oh, it's a headache, a real headache. You are likely manually assigning IP addresses to every single encoder and decoder.
Which is fine if you have, what, 5 screens?
Exactly. But if you have 50 or 100, you are deep in what I like to call spreadsheet hell.
So how does the KDS-7 change that whole workflow?
Well, it's all built around this idea of instant auto discovery. You plug this manager into the local network, and it immediately hunts down every connected encoder and decoder.
It automates the handshake.
It does. And if you're using specific network switches, like, say, the Netgear M4250 series, it's virtually zero touch. The switch and the manager already know how to talk to each other.
That's interesting. Usually plug and play is a marketing term that actually means plug, pray, and then troubleshoot for an hour.
Well, in this case, it's actually the core feature. And it has to be because the sheer scale we're talking about.
What kind of scale?
This isn't for a home cinema. This little box can manage up to 999 distinct channels.
Wait, did you say nearly 1,000 video streams?
999, correct.
That is massive. That's not a sports bar anymore. That's an airport terminal or a whole university campus.
Precisely. And at that scale, you're not just sending one signal to one TV. You're doing really complex routing.
Like video walls?
Exactly. You might be setting up a 4x4 video wall in the lobby or using KVM modes.
KVM being keyboard, video, mouse.
Right. To let a security guard control maybe 20 different servers from one desk. The KDS-7 manages all of those relationships.
You keep saying managing. When you say that, I'm picturing a miserable interface full of command lines and code. Is this built for a network engineer or for a human being?
And that's the big differentiator. It has a full web UI, so you can just drag and drop video sources to screens visually.
Okay, that's better.
But my favorite feature is the physical preview. You can plug a monitor directly into the unit itself via HDMI.
Into the server rack.
Yes, in the server rack. And it gives you a full 1080p preview of the content right there.
That is actually huge. I've been in those server rooms. Usually you're just staring at blinking green lights hoping the signal is live.
You don't have to run to the lobby to check. You see exactly what the audience sees right there.
Okay, but let's circle back to that IT guy we mentioned at the start. He sees this user-friendly box, and he just thinks security risk.
Of course. And that's why Kramer pushes the security specs so hard on this. They treat it like an IT-grade device, not an AV toy.
So what does that mean in practice?
Well, it uses the 802.1x standard for network access control, so unauthorized devices can't just hop on. But the headline here is the OWASP Top 10 certification.
Break that down. I see that acronym a lot, but what does it actually prove?
So OWASP is the Open Web Application Security Project. It's a standard list of the most critical, most common web security vulnerabilities. By certifying against it, Kramer is basically telling the IT department, we've hardened this device against the usual ways hackers break into systems.
So it creates a separate secure lane for all the video traffic.
Essentially. It lets the AV team manage their pretty pictures without giving the IT team a heart attack. Plus, physically, it's low profile and runs on PoE.
Power over Ethernet.
Yep. Which means no hunting for power outlets in the ceiling. Just one network cable does it all.
Clean and simple. It really seems like the whole goal here is invisibility.
In a way, yes. It turns this massive, complex network of 1,000 screens into something that feels like a simple switcher you'd have on your desk.
It bridges the gap. It takes all that hardcore networking, the IP addresses, the security certificates, and wraps them in a dashboard that actually makes sense.
It allows the technology to get out of the way of the content.
Which,
yeah,
that leads to a lingering thought for me.
Yeah.
We now have these boxes that can effortlessly command 1,000 screens at once, centrally managed, instantly updated.
It's incredibly powerful.
And as we cover more of our world in digital surfaces, from hallways to elevators, and the control becomes this centralized, you have to ask, who is actually holding the mouse, and what happens when they decide to change the channel on all of us at once?